If this don't work out, this build might be a loss. Doesn't seem to post anything. Something insane just happened. I can no longer play Valorant. I'll ask for a refund and see if I can get it. If that guy ditched me. This flip was supposed to be easy, but almost everything went wrong. The RAM didn't work, the case came with no fans, and I couldn't even run the games it was built for. And at one point, I thought this was going to be a flop. But somehow, I still made it work. Welcome to episode 2 of flipping PCs until I built my dream PC. The cost with the transport cost 1,082 ringgit and 47 cents, and I actually sold it for 1,325 ringgit, and my profit comes up to be around 240 ringgit. So because I want it to be easier to track, I'll be using 1,000 ringgit as my initial investment, and the remaining 82 ringgit and 47 cents is sent back to my account. So with that in mind, my balance right now is 1,242 ringgit and 53 cents.
A few moments later.
Alright, so I just bought this PC. As you can see, yesterday, not exactly what I had in mind. So here's what I got. An i5 7500 CPU, GTX 1050 Ti, H110MK motherboard, 256 SATA SSD and also a terabyte of hard disk, 500 watts power supply, 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM, and an Asus ROG, but it is an OEM case. So here's my plan. Since this is a low-end build, I'm going to be swapping the RAM into 8 gigs RAM instead of a 16 gigs RAM. So I'm going to be taking out the 16 gigs existing RAM and sell it separately, and then buy an additional 8 gigs RAM into this build. And I'm also going to be changing the case because I feel like this case is wasted on a very low-end build. So I'll be swapping this case out for maybe a future 3060 or a mid-end GTX 1660 Super again. That's my plan for now. Swap the gigs, swap the case, tidy up this whole thing, and I will sell it for maybe like 900 bucks. And after my calculation, I think it is still a profit. Hopefully, I mean, this is not a good flip, but hopefully the next PC is gonna be good. That's LED, which is a good selling point, but there's only one with LED, the other one is not. The LED seems to be working, but why is it not posting? I tested it with the 16 gigs RAM, it's working, but now it's not really working. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if I actually are not supposed to mix these two RAMs together. Okay, so apparently I tested this RAM and it didn't work, and when I tested this alone, it worked, but this didn't. Maybe it's the pins problem. So I'll be using IPA, just wipe this clean and try it out again, or it might be the BIOS update problem, but we have to see. And here goes nothing. Oh wait, I didn't even plug in. Yo, okay, something insane just happened. So, the AI told me that I could try using a freaking eraser to rub the golden chips. I mean all these, you know. Why is it not focusing? I mean all these. I rubbed it with an eraser. Plugged it in, and it freaking worked. Goes to show you that freaking AI knows everything. And yes, we did it first try again. So since this is a test boot without a fan, let's go buy some fans. Okay, so I just bought this new fan. It is the most basic one I can find. I found through online or offline, but this is the only one I can find that's cheapest. I bought it in the mall for 45 bucks, 45 ringgit. Bro, look at this. I'm still getting over 100 FPS. 120. Holy. It's playable. I'm honestly quite surprised by the performance of this 1050 Ti GPU. It's actually playable in CS2, and I believe Valorant or other games should be even more stable. And if I were to slot this in with a 16 gig or a faster megahertz RAM, I could be getting a consistent 140 FPS in this PC. Okay guys, I fucked up. I did a bypass and downloaded Windows 11, but the thing I fucked up is I can no longer play Valorant. Yep, there it is. I'm gonna freaking downgrade my Windows to 10 again. So after hours of figuring out how to bypass and download a Windows 11, now I have to downgrade back to Windows 10. After doing that, here's the before and after. Alright, so I just listed all three listings. While we wait for the PC to sell, we actually found a good deal on Facebook Marketplace for 5 more additional fans, and also our RAM just got sold. Last fan works. What drew you into this PC?
I saw 1056 gigabytes, right? Because we were finding for another PC as well. So this pricing is beginning. We have a laptop also, but it's like quite oldish. Yeah,
okay, can I? Okay. So after just 3 days of listing the PC, someone messaged me and wanted to come over to test the PC before buying it. And after some testing, I officially sold the PC for 825 ringgit. So here's the summary. First, we bought a PC for 850 ringgit. That includes an i5 7500, a GTX 1050 Ti, H110MK motherboard, 256 gigs SSD, and 1TB of hard disk, and also a 500 watt power supply. And swap out a 2x4 gig DDR4 RAM kit for 90 ringgit, and also the micro ATX case for 80 ringgit. And then since the case did not come with a fan, we have to spend another extra 45 ringgit to get the fan. And then we actually sold the 2x8 gigs RAM for 270 ringgit, and I estimated the case to be around 100 ringgit. And then including the transport cost, our total cost for this PC is 705 ringgit, and we actually sold it for 825 ringgit. So that net us a profit of around 120 ringgit. And we also have our first bulk of inventory. So what we have in our inventory right now is Asus ROG OEM case, 1 cheap LED case fan, and 5 ARGB flow case fans. Which, if you look throughout the whole journey, it is really not worth it, considering all the hiccups and problems I have faced. But be sure to stay tuned for the next episode, because I may have found the best deal I have seen so far. So let's see why it's not working. This looks like a pretty huge deal for me, I think.